So my theory is at some point, EFF or even MK, the guys wake up one day, shake hands and said, look, we are still going to be who we are. SACP is still they have banners party. And they wear their own clothes and all of those things.
Party,
What if one day EFF goes back into
ANC as an alliance?
As under certain agreements. Like whatever agreements happened back in the day for peace and then everyone went back into ANC.
Yeah.
For Malema to become the president of South Africa.
That's how Malema's going to become president, definitely.
I have a theory
because of the vacuum in ANC, bruh.
That's how
you're
right.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Guys.
I see what you're saying.
You're onto something.
And then
no one is going to come for
be
you.
angry.
Yeah.
People are going to be angry. I don't like the ANC, whatever. The core of the EFF are people who are from the ANC.
Yeah.
Floyd, all of Malema, all of those guys, they were at some point they were key figures of the ANC. And
to be honest, even the manifestos are actually the same.
They're almost the same.
I'll say something also controversial. For things to be done, you need a president like Malema.
Welcome to episode 23 of the Business Agenda. With the boys, we are missing one guy in particular. For the first time ever, Cash is not here for an episode.
He's busy tearing it up and living life there in Cape Town.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, buddy. Enjoy.
He's the Cape Town bachelor.
Yeah, we sent a Joburg bachelor down there. When he comes back, we want to hear the good news, my friend. We want to hear the good news.
Yeah, that username needs to change soon. Hopefully his name is going to change very soon.
To a Joe bachelor.
No, not to Joe. We need to remove the bachelor.
Oh, he's going to drop the bachelor.
We need to drop the bachelor, surely. At some point, we're going to have to drop it.
At some point.
Yeah.
So, welcome, gents. Welcome to everybody. Thanks for subscribing, watching the show. Yeah, we thought maybe let's do a quick episode at the back of getting a new president. I honestly believe we're getting a new president. I don't know about you boys. So we'll have a quick short episode just to discuss elections, politics and sort of everything that's going on at the moment. So it's up on no pressure. We must try and drop it very quick before the president is announced.
This episode is very fitting after the one we had in.
Man. That was a very nice episode to speak to someone who's very close to the action, right?
Correct.
It was quite nice. What a cool guy! I think he convinced a few people in the crew, in the Business Agenda crew, to vote for him.
Yeah.
He did get a few votes from what I hear. And
he got 2 seats, right?
Yeah, ATM got 2 seats. Shout out to him, man. I mean, the guys are pushing. We like to see young people go to parliament and make an impact, right? And I think specifically in this kind of setup now, but we'll get into it, 2 seats matter because we've seen it happen in city of Joburg where a very, very small party, I think it was Al Jamaa or something like that.
They can actually
where the mayor right now at COJ is
from Al Jamaa.
A party with a very, very few seats and few votes and things like that. Where guys were disagreeing, and then the final decision was basically to appoint an independent person. So 2 seats, I think, right now, or a seat or whatever. It could matter. It could matter depending on how the negotiations go.
And I think they will all add up. I mean, if you look at, I think Bossa got 2 seats. I think Rise got 2 seats. There's a couple of the small parties that all have 2, and it all adds up. You know what I mean? Action SA got a few.
Got a few,
PA was the one that was a bit surprising.
Good shock.
I
think Zito, you voted for them, ne?
You know,
voted for PA.
And Vuyo.
Oh, and Vuyo. Vuyo. Hey, man.
What resonated with you, Abahambe?
No. Besides that, man. Not Abahambe. I'm not xenophobic. Why are you painting me as a xenophobic?
No, because you didn't like that about Malema. You didn't like the open border. I didn't like
the fact that South African citizens are not being prioritized. So there's nothing wrong with immigrants. It's the illegalness that's disadvantaging average South Africans.
Yeah.
Like what I liked about Vuyo the reason I liked Wiz because he spoke a lot more about SMMEs. If you listen to the podcast, and how it could be important, how a normal tuck shop can contribute to the economy.
Correct.
He tackled that, and he got me interested. And then with Gayton and them, it's one of those things, the passion that you see that people have to. It's a patriotism thing. Like I feel like we need to be patriotic. Like if you look at Americans, like black or white, those people respect the flag, though.
Correct.
I think we need that kind of behavior. There's not like. For me, the last time I voted for Malema, but why I stopped voting for him, I just think it's one of those things, man. I think he needs
the arrogance.
No, I don't care about that. I think like at this stage where he is, he doesn't like he's not aligned with what I believe in.
Okay.
I don't think he's arrogant. I respect him. I love him. I voted for him the last time, but like now, I just felt like
he's a bit detached.
He's a bit detached, and that's how I feel. It's my personal view. Like, I feel like me and him are not aligned. And then I went for people that I feel like we're aligned. Like,
that's democracy, right?
Like, it's democracy. It's my right. So I went for Vuyo because that's what I believe. I went for Gayton. That's what I believe.
Well, actually, jump into your thoughts on Gayton. Why? Before, obviously, we speak about who we voted for, etc. But why did you give Gayton one of your votes?
No, I said it because the patriotic element from it. Like for me, that's what I got. I mean, like the way he's willing to protect the country, and the way he speaks out about it, and he's honest about it, about how he feels. I don't remember Gayton saying that we need to chase away immigrants. He just had a problem with how people get into the country or how people access the country. He never said anything about doing business with any other country. He just had a problem with like, why if you can go to Mozambique and provide a passport, but people can't do the same. Nobody says South Africa is not willing to help SADC or countries in Africa. Nobody said that, but we're just saying come into the country properly. He was just honest about it.
What's interesting for me is he reminds me of the young Malema.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He's fresh. His energy is good,
and he's honest. He's honest. He's not beating around the bush. That's what I like about Gayton.
What do you guys then make of the sustainability factor in these small or these new political parties? Because obviously a good example is COPE. Obviously, we'll get into the MKs and stuff like that. But what do you guys then make of the next election? Come the next election, do you guys still think PA is going to be what PA is and all of those things? Or does it matter? Does it really matter? Are you looking at them from a now perspective?
Maybe let me go first. Parties. If parties don't, if ideas don't change, you'll end up with a COPE situation. Obviously, Gayton can only run on the Abahambe story. If that gets solved, he needs to tackle the real issues that people have. So,
but luckily for him, he's got a bit of governance. You know what I mean? With the local elections.
Remember he was in Beaufort West, the mayor of Beaufort West.
Correct. So I think that's what's good about him, that he's kind of shown a bit of performance.
And Kenny is at COJ now.
Correct.
One of the MMCs or something.
So they're growing into it. But I'll give you my overall view, which I thought we were gonna get you maybe like two elections from now, like where ANC is like around 40, because I think we probably need to. I totally just believe in like big 4, big 5. You know what I mean? So I think the small parties will generally always be there, but it's just gonna boil down to big 4, big 5, and then the black parties are probably gonna. I think it's good that we can have options as black people like ANC, EFF, MKPA, etc. But I think because like we need to be unified as black people, but we can't have the same vision. You know what I mean? So it's important that the black vote also has diversity. As long as I know we're all worried about the black vote being split and things like that. But what I liked about these elections, what that showed me was, I think DA got probably 3.3, 3.4 million votes.
It grew, funny enough.
No, it didn't grow.
Votes-wise, it didn't grow.
The number of votes was less. So that last elections, they got 3.6, now they got 3.3. So it's a small.
Yeah, but
seats, they grew in terms of seats and they didn't grow in terms
because
of...
Because ANC lost, right? And EFF lost a few.
Yeah,
as well.
ANC is the biggest loser, obviously.
ANC is the
70
biggest
seats.
loser.
Yeah.
And if EFF don't want to admit, whether they want to admit it or not, they lost seats to PA and
But it was not a lot.
Okay.
I think
That's
they
not
went
a
from
lot,
44 to 39.
No, it
So
was
5
not a
seats
lot,
is not
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But I honestly think we're just gonna, I think in the long term, maybe to answer you, Nico, we're just gonna boil down to maybe top 3, top 4 sort of black parties.
Do you think the smaller parties are going to consolidate?
I think at some stage
At
they
some
will.
stage, yeah.
At some stage they
Yeah.
will. They will remove the ego. They
Yeah.
will. I don't
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
any other party kind of getting majority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be very difficult to do that.
I think my view was on the small parties, man. I had an issue with wasted votes. No offense to the small parties, right? Claudia, I'm sorry, man. But I really think that a lot of these small parties.
Vote tell me. Now what was he saying? That's hilarious.
I think this time people were careful with their votes when it comes to smaller parties.
Yeah, but still, there's quite a number of the votes, man, which takes me back to my point that kind of doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a lost opportunity in that, yes, guys are power hungry. They want to run things the way they want to run it. But when you look at the manifestos overall, not the nitty gritties and the detail, right? The guys are singing the same song here. And, you know, when you look at something like Rise, Action SA, Bossa. There's this guy from is it Chiluba?
Tabang,
Bongani.
Bongani
Yeah,
from
from
Midval, right?
Yeah.
That guy was mayor 29 or 28, something,
He
and
was
he
one
did
of
a
the
good
youngest
job,
men.
right?
Yeah.
And then obviously he fought with Herman after the last elections, decided to go his own way, which democracy, you know, we are grateful for it and it gives us that right. But I think consolidating powers between some of these small parties, we mentioned the examples, it was definitely going to make a massive impact, especially if you look at Action SA in the local elections last time, how those guys ate into DA a lot, right? People who some people are uncomfortable with DA, black people, and then they went for Action SA. It's a good option. And I've always said that the low-hanging fruit for me is the whole Springbok Kumbaya type of thing in South Africa. A party that can eat into that low-hanging fruit of the Kumbaya spirit, where something that the DA literally messed up. Like the DA had an opportunity to be the Rainbow Nation Kumbaya party.
They're just too
take
racist.
over,
Yeah.
and then they showed the true colors, right?
Because they lost. They lost white votes. And then it became a mess because those voters went to Freedom Plus or whatever it was, and then they wanted to get them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a constituency thing that they want. Like white people generally just vote for DA. You know what I mean? Generally speaking,
it goes back to that thing. Like I was listening to. I mean, like we're in a mess right now. Yes, we wanted to punish ANC
by any means necessary, right?
By any means necessary. But like now we are caught, like we're watching the market. The market wants a ANC-DA coalition, and some analysts are pricing the rent to 17. If they get that, but the DA is too racist. I mean, like these guys are gonna remove. All
I
actually like DA's involvement somehow in government.
They'll get the job done. People will get arrested. But like for a common black person like Tiza, these guys for sure when it comes to ESCOM, they'll probably sell it tomorrow.
No. My view is the black parties must always vote together for a black person.
But we are not unified as a black party. Like MK is fighting with ANC is fighting with EFF.
Well, I guess
it's like we're not united. If we're united as black parties, I mean, like they can work with ANC together.
No. What I'm saying, the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because unless if you don't believe what Ramaphosa is saying is going to happen, you know, there's
a government of national unity.
Correct. Yeah. So you don't, because that will allow black parties to work together.
Someone said that ANC must remember they're not in control anymore. They can't be saying what's going to happen next.
No, they're just saying that
that's what will work for them.
As 40%, as 40% holders, we prefer this method.
Oh, okay.
Then the other parties must either all. If they don't agree with ANC, they must all work together as 60% to propose what they want to propose. So at the moment, unfortunately, ANC has an ability to influence because they still have the 40%. You know what I mean? So that's their weight.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you guys think about it. What they're proposing. Do you think it's not stable? Do you think it might work?
I think what they're proposing is it has good intention, but it comes from cowardice from ANC. I'm really disappointed actually because. But again, I understand why the guys are fighting, and it paints black parties with one brush.
Yeah.
The ANC is corrupt, guys.
Did you want them to take a stance instead, like to be like, we're gonna go with DA or we're gonna go with MK, EFF? You wanted them to take a position because essentially they didn't take a position.
They've never taken a position because it's Ramaphosa's legacy. Nobody got charged by corruption. The corruption's still there. I mean, like the ANC is corrupt. That's why everybody's fighting now.
I think they were scared, corrupt. Man. They not scared, but they
were shocked.
They had a lot of infighting also with the senior guys saying we will never work with DA. Obviously, there's that the group that says we'll never work with MK or EFF. Or some don't want. Yeah, the DA part is clear. Guys said, I think in Sunday's newspapers they were saying that guys were threatening to walk out of ANC if they do the.
It will destroy the ANC forever. The DA DA is not for black people. So.
Yeah, but my view, right? I don't like the market approach, man. I think South Africa is too big for us to think about. Yeah. And I know I'm going against everything that I've learned, but. To make a decision based on the fact that the rand is going to weaken or strengthen, for me, is not a viable solution. Like, I mean, you have.
But don't you think it's propaganda?
I think it is.
I know the market is reacting if you look at the rand, etc.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be that bad.
No, because look at Ramaphosa, whatever that it was called, right? Yeah. When Ramaphosa took over, the rand strengthened for a short time. Yeah. Now we're looking at 18, 19, right? Yeah. So, like for me, I've started to overlook those things and looked at the reality on the ground. I think if South Africa is fixed, the rand will fix itself at some point, right? And that's how we should think about it instead of thinking the market is saying the US investors or foreign investors are saying that the only collusion that they see working is DA, ANC. For me, we should not think like that.
That's propaganda. That's propaganda.
That's why it's bullying. Besides propaganda, it's bullying. The market is trying to bully us into something that we don't want. Black people are capable of governing themselves.
No, what I'm saying is the market can react. That's okay. Like the rent can react, the bonds can be sold. That's fine. What I'm saying is bad for me. It's the actual media, like the News 24, the journalists.
They're putting fear in people.
Yeah, like they're not even trying to hear what other parties are saying. They're just saying, no, we want this. Like, you know, because when you control media, you then control narrative. So you can see the narrative, and it's quite tiring, to be honest. Yeah. Because I feel like this is an opportunity for the country to find a new way of working. Yeah. And I mean, I think. And I wanted to say this about the DA. I wanted to say what I always like about them is, you know, it's how they actually apply the law. Like, challenging a decision. Like they did that advert of theirs that was not liked, and SABC didn't, where they banned the flag. And then SABC removed it, and they go to court. You know, I like that. I like people that can exercise the law because we've realized. Because I don't know why ANC
But EFF does that as well.
No, I'm saying I like that. Like and we need people that can do that. You know what I mean? If it becomes DA or another party, if people want to actually remove DA, they must do what DA does. Yeah. Like they try to apply the law for what it stands. If you change the law, you can change the law. But if it's not changed, they're applying it as it stands. Do you know what I mean?
So Tiza, what's your take then on the fact that they want to effectively they're saying they're willing to work with Cyril, but then they want to run parliament, so they want like the speaker, speaker, deputy speaker, and I think the
deputy presidency they want
and the portfolio committee chairpersonship, and so essentially the thinking for me is that I was wondering why they would want that, but effectively all the legislation, right? They basically want to protect the laws of South Africa because
as it stands
because a lot of things will be brought to parliament and all of those things, right? And they're worried about some of the changes that the ANC want, like you have NHI, the land, and all of those things that guys want to change. So effectively, if they run parliament, I think they think that they will be more in control. compared to they will be more in control compared to taking government positions. Because also, if you take government positions and you start becoming minister of this, minister of that, you basically put a target on your back. If you're minister of the what's the province portfolio?
Finance.
Public enterprise. Yeah. Then ESCOM fails, then you're doomed. If a DA takes over that specific portfolio. So in Parliament, they're more safer, and then they can also play the policeman role and ensure that
But also they gotta secure votes, right?
There.
Like from parties' perspective, ANC-DA, EFF, all of them, whatever portfolio they get, they will try to do what they need to do, but they are also campaigning for the next elections.
Exactly.
If you think about it.
And the local elections are going to come.
Correct,
They're campaigning for that.
So I think there's an opportunity that they might do the right thing. You know what I mean? If they end up giving each other, then you get public works, you get...
Then Tiza, if you say that, then that's when ANC is right. Let's all govern.
That's why I don't mind. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind what ANC said.
One thing I want to understand that I don't have clarity on is the government of national unity. Is the ANC saying, look, then the president will be selected in this room, or we are bringing president, deputy president, or how does it work? Like, what are they saying?
They need to decide, because the president can only be elected in parliament. So when they go to parliament, they must have one agenda that this is the president.
No. So what happens is, they'll elect a president per seat as normal.
Yeah.
So they can do a coalition for the seats. So they'll decide to vote for who's the president.
But is the ANC willing, Ramaphosa is not the president?
There must be. It's part of the. There must be.
No. Because they have majority, they're always gonna say, if you don't go with us, we remove 160 seats.
I suppose then that's why guys have been falling out of that national the thing.
But what it means is, and I found out this is what happened. So when ANC took power in 1994. ANC won by majority, but they didn't go immediately into government.
They
went
government
into
national unity.
Correct. What it means is you consult with all parties because you do that. They say you do that when something is unstable, if you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So essentially, you want all the parties to make decisions with you. So, for instance, if they change anything, everybody must vote for it.
So they're all accountable.
So it becomes almost like a working committee of all the. It's almost like they'll select. I don't know if it's going to be 30 or 40 seats of almost like a NEC of all the parties compared to NEC of ANC. You know what I mean? So it becomes more of a committee thing, which is not a bad idea. That's why I'm saying it still gives black people or black parties to still vote together in that forum, and that forum also disempowers DA.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Whatever DA wants, they can just lose, because if majority votes for this, and I'm assuming, let's say if black people have agenda to say, let's increase grants, and DA doesn't believe in grants, the black parties can all vote for it.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah.
And then DA would ensure that if that gets passed, DA would ensure that it gets done legally by making sure that they don't need to take them to court if they follow everything to the T. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it becomes more of a committee thing. It does seem like it's difficult to run a government with that, because then the president can't really make decisions. But that's not bad.
Yeah.
It becomes a transition.
Well,
then
the
all have 5
president is
years.
not making decisions as we speak.
He hasn't been making decisions for the past for his term.
Yeah, fair enough.
People expected him to make solid decisions. It's a good concept, ideally. But it's not practical.
Yeah. Look, I mean, ultimately, I personally wanted ANC to lose power. I'm glad it's here. If, let's say, we're going to have bumpy 5 years, I think it's fine. Let's go through it. I just think we need to learn the school fees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went through 30 years of one party, and it doesn't work.
And apparently it's not normal for a party to keep on having. We are moving into normal. According to
the new norm,
according to mature democracy,
correct.
This is the new normal. You win, you lose. You win, you lose.
Correct.
You come back at some point. And all of those. That's apparently like the mature state of a democracy. So
correct,
we are moving into signs. We are showing signs of maturing democracy. But I like it. I really think that I believe that if we have given a party or people a chance to show us what they can do, and we are not happy, we are more than welcome to change and try something else.
Correct.
We could be wrong. I mean, we could have voted very wrong.
It'll take us 5 years and then we'll correct it again.
That's exactly. I'm happy with it.
I think I just want to throw this in here. I hope it's not controversial, but I think there's a lot we need to learn about KZN. What they did there, those people stood for themselves.
Yeah, we need to talk about MK, man.
We need to talk about MK.
I don't think so.
No, like Tisa, these people said they don't want ANC, and because ANC was not for them, and they voted for whoever at this stage is MK. I'm saying we as a country, we need to learn to have a backbone.
I feel
to say ANC hasn't done. They've got good policies. Yes, internationally they did well of the Palestine. That was great. They have great policies, but they just don't execute them to such an extent. Like now, you go to places like the Val where you get potholes being there. They only got fixed now.
But I think what happened in KZN, we are actually. I definitely think it should be studied, but I don't think it's that patriotic. I don't think that they were that intentional to be like, we don't want ANC. I think it was more lobbying.
We don't want.
It was more people.
We don't want Ramaphosa. So
I think it was people on the ground. Like tomorrow, if let's say Zuma decides, let's take back these people to ANC, they will go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They don't stand for something.
Okay.
I think they just move.
You think it's a Zuma
I think they move as a unit, because remember the last elections. They actually voted for IFP.
Yeah.
In the local ones,
Yes.
So I think it's a power play, but they get to be used for. It just depends on who's leading, if you know what I'm saying. Because ANC, the leadership of KZN, they were disrespecting the king and all of that.
Yeah.
So they did too many blunders that you could see why the province is like, let's teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I don't think it was like. I don't think they were like, no, we need a change of government, a change of power.
No.
It was not that deliberate.
But my point is that they
saying?
Stood for something. Like you did, like you're not consistent, whatever. Like what you just said.
But I'm saying,
if you don't like ANC, then everyone then goes and votes for something else.
But I'm saying it could be wrong in a sense of, like
in terms of governance.
No, and I get you, but it's like no one truly knows what is Zuma's intention.
No, his intention is to get back to the ANC and rule again.
So then what did they stand for?
Even he said it, that he wants to go, but he doesn't want Ramaphosa.
I think,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think Zuma going to jail is the biggest factor why we have MK.
Yeah.
He's basically out for revenge, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He didn't want to go to. Nobody wants to go to jail.
I don't think he is ANC through and through, and I think something that he stood for and supported all his life let him down.
Yeah, they didn't protect him.
And then obviously he knows a lot more than what we know, and then he then thinks that, why did it happen to me and not X, Y, Z and all of those people? And then I think his comeback is essentially to see how much damage and dent he can cause onto that. And the person that he's looking at the most, I think, is Cyril at the moment.
Yeah. I was quite disappointed. I won't lie, gents. Like, look, I like the move. I definitely prefer remove ANC by any means necessary. So I applaud them for removing ANC, however it was done. But what I don't like, or what disappointed me, is how, like, there's actually a lack of leadership within the ANC in general. Like, this guy's 82. There was no one else that's younger that could actually compete against Ramaphosa. Like, it shows you that they have and not that I wish bad on him, but he won't live long. He's 82. You know what I mean? It's natural.
That's Zuma who's 82.
Yeah. He won't live long, if you know what I'm saying. Like, he won't see the vision of what MK is. Like, if anything were to happen to him, I don't see MK surviving.
That's why I raised the point, man.
Because of the vacuum. Like,
the survival of these parties. I still, the amount of fights MK has right now with the
Khumalo guy.
Internal politics.
Internal politics for me, it worries me a lot, because I think that come the next elections, even though in 3 years' time we're having local government elections, right?
Yeah.
They have to do a lot before they can survive the 3 years and eventually the 5 years, in my opinion. And we've seen what happened to COPE. We've seen what happened to some parties that used to be popular back in the day and all of those things. And then the other thing is, they call EFF and MK voters angry ANC supporters. so And it is true because if you add ANC,
it gives you
EFF,
60%
and
under
thing,
Mbeki.
you get close to 64%. So
which is Mbeki's base at the time.
So maybe we are angry because I voted for one of the three, one of the other two. So
I definitely voted for EFF, right? At the back of one principle. For me, it's that I know there's so many people that are disappointed that EFF didn't grow. I don't mind. I don't even mind EFF being just opposition, even at 10 or 15%. I don't mind it. I think they have a voice, and I think how they're using it currently, it's perfect. Like I don't need them to be 30%, like you know what I mean. I definitely think like a point of reflection is like Malema needs to learn to. As a party matures, like get more people in. I liked that he used to take people from ANC that have experience, right? I just didn't like that they're from ANC. But I like the concept of they have MPs, they have people that have experience. And if they have to like recommend names, they can recommend names that have legit experience. So I think that's why I think EFF stands a better chance of surviving because they are growing like organically. You know what I'm saying? Like we are seeing a party grow, or like ANC has always been there for as long as.
Do you guys think? Do you think Malema's ambitions of becoming the president of? He calls himself the president in waiting or something like that. Right? Do you think that those dreams or prospects will ever happen in our lifetime?
But as a negotiation, it won't be via majority vote.
And then through stuff like this,
it will
definitely
happen
be president.
You know a theory, a dark theory that I have. I know I might get flagged for this.
So before you speak about that, I just wanted to close that loop. EFF.
Oh yeah.
You know, like actually, if you think about it, Malema is actually quite right. They actually didn't lose. Yes, they might have had 10%, but that was the extra 1%. It was the 1% that didn't know where to.
Yeah, they left ANC. Yeah, if there was no MK, they would have voted for EFF.
Yes, you know. So if you think about where they are now,
his core is still his core.
That's still the core of EFF. They actually didn't lose. So those 5 seats that they lost. Actually, it's probably angry ANC members who didn't have a home at the time,
then jumped in,
and they didn't want to waste their votes.
Correct.
So they were like, "Look, I'd rather vote for EFF." So if you think about it, Malema is actually still at the sweet spot.
He's okay.
But there's potential for him to grow. There's potential for people like me to come back.
No, he's gotta just bring more faces into it, more voices.
A lot of people say that issue of the no borders chowed him, but obviously there's no proof. But
there's no proof.
It's quite difficult.
It was just speculation. Anyway, my theory, right?
Your dark theory.
My dark theory. It's weird. You can come for me if you want. I won't read it. But here's the thing, right? ANC currently has a tripartite alliance. I think SACP,
the union,
and obviously the other guys. So my theory is, at some point, EFF or even MK, the guys wake up one day, shake hands, and said, "Look, we are still going to be who we are." SACP is still they have
Communist
banners
Party.
And they wear their own clothes and all of those
Communist
things.
Party,
What if one day EFF goes back into
ANC as an alliance,
as under certain agreements, like whatever agreements happened back in the day for peace, and then everyone went back into ANC. For Malema to become the president of South Africa.
That's how Malema's going to become president. Definitely.
I have a theory
because of the vacuum in ANC, bro.
That's how
you're
right.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Guys.
I see what you're saying.
You're onto something.
And then
no one is going to come for you.
Angry. People are going to be angry. I don't like the ANC, whatever. The core of the EFF are people who are from the ANC. Floyd, all of Malema, all of those guys, they were at some point they were key figures of the ANC. And
to be honest, even the manifestos are actually the same.
They're almost the same.
I'll say something also controversial. For things to be done, you need a president like Malema. You need a decisive person. You call him a dictator.
I have a wild theory.
You call him a dictator, but
the theories are coming out.
I mean, like if that guy was president, a lot of even those guys who were in Cape Town there who are like, hey, they want to detach from South Africa. He was going to arrest those people.
Yeah.
You need a decisive president.
Yeah, he's got a.
You need a decisive president.
We don't need a dictator, but he can play the gray area very well.
Yeah.
Like, stop that.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you won't have the full freedom as you know it. Like, I get it. My theory is, which is also wild, and it's only because of money. I think the billionaires that run the country can easily make a white president happen.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Eh?
In South Africa.
Because of money. The problem is our politicians can be bought. A lot of them.
That's how we got the ANC. That's how.
But also like the maturity of our country is so small. Like I think we still benefit at the back of like the apartheid government infrastructure companies that were set up, even though they are now black owned or they are now under government, etc. Like if you look at power stations, all the stuff that the black government hasn't done, it's because they were obviously there. So I think that balance, like the problem is our black leaders haven't found a way to be like, this is what we stand for. And that creates a vacuum for a white person to still be like, no, we can come in because of the experience.
And it's not only the black leaders, guys. If people can, if someone at Home Affairs can sell an ID book for 2,000 rands, of course, Tiz, I agree with you. What do you think a politician will do? They'll probably sell this and make John Stevens.
But there's that theory, the tone at the top. If the top guys are corrupt, then high chances that the low guys are going to be corrupt.
If somebody guys can sell
that's why I don't mind.
Or a passport.
That's why I don't mind a bit of DA. Like I don't mind a bit of fear into people. Because the problem is we can't go with status quo, bro. I understand I know why everybody's scared of racism can come back, and I get that, and that's valid, right?
Yeah.
But I like that if you have a bit of fear, you might make the right decision.
The right decision. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
people, like the reason, like sorry, I keep going back to this thing. I mean, like people know that I can sell so many IDs to whoever, and then I'm not gonna go to jail because I'm gonna pay my way out of it. If there's no fear that look, the system is so strong that if I get caught, I'll go to jail. Dude. I mean, like Jesus serious.
That's important. Sorry, man.
Theory is also very, very, very valid, man. So
let's put it on audio. I was gonna ask you if you can remove the poiki, buddy. It might be.
Oh, hey, we're making poiki. We're not removing this. Poiki might be burning at the back.
Yeah, remove it from the fire, buddy.
We'll show you. We must put it on the video.
Yeah,
so.
but
anyway, man, like that's true. If people are not scared, and now I think it's only now when people are starting to be scared that there's a possibility that look, John Steenhuisen might become the president.
South Africans are too gullible, and we must wrap up now, right? I think we're at about 36 minutes, so we can maybe just do 5 more minutes. South Africans are gullible. I don't know if you guys saw like Thabo Besta's like random speech.
Oh, the clip, yeah.
And then people start feeling sorry for him. Like, I'm like, when I look at that, I'm like, at our core, we really don't. Look at the core of us, like we really don't stand like for what's wrong and what's right. We're like, forgive him. Who can be like that?
True,
you need to take a stance. Like that's wrong. That's why I'm like I like that DA respects the law, and I think like we need to get more black people on our own just to respect the law and stand for that's right. That's wrong.
Who do you think would resolve the crime issue? Because I think at the back of it, for most people, jobs, crime probably would rank up there in terms of things, in terms of the next 5 years, that in terms of what we think whoever comes in must start with first. But who do you think would help with the crime thing?
I start and answer? Because I'll say I don't know, because I know most people would say DA, but if you go to the Cape Flats, what have they?
Yeah, true, yeah.
No, but the thing about Cape Flats is like it's like there's something that's interesting. It even happens across the world, like even in America, like black on black crime Like there's no some people think don't get involved.
But
Like if people are fighting against each other, like why do you want government to get involved? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there are innocent people dying.
No, what I'm saying is, if you look at Cape Flats, it's the gangs fighting against gangs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's different crime to, like, construction mafia. You see, that can be solved. Like, if, let's say, you want to build a property now, the guys are taking over a land, like, you need to pay us 20%. Like, that's something a government can fight. But I'm saying, if you're going to fight against number 26 and number 28, you know what I'm saying? When I see Cape Flats, I know that we all say Cape Flats, DA doesn't take care of it. But I'm saying is that fight is a stupid fight. Like you know, there's a stupid fight. Like the gangs is stupid, bro. It's like you guys are just fighting for opinions, and then we want government to meddle with that. There's no need. Well, I shouldn't say there's no need.
Yeah. We have guests. We have guests today.
You guys can go into the house. Yeah. So I was gonna say, man, maybe just to try and close out because we don't want to go for too long.
Yeah.
Should we just do?
I don't want to talk a lot about Cape Town gangs. Because, hey, man,
I was gonna say. Can we? You might go work there. Let's do. Can you do some predictions? Just so that we can just predict. Like what do we think is gonna happen? Like, do we think coalition is gonna happen?
Yeah, that's
and then just do we think the president will stay? You know, just a couple of predictions. Do we think, like, I honestly think he might go.
I think
like I think it's like because it's not guaranteed. Like from what I've seen, for me, if you look at why MK did what he did, is because there's someone that's going for the guy's head, and I think at some stage someone is gonna catch him. You know what I'm saying? And I also think Ramaphosa wanted to resign during the Pala thing.
Yeah,
he doesn't need the job. He doesn't really care about the job. You know, and I think the more he stays president, the riskier it becomes for him, because then they can pursue the case. They can But if he steps down, they might just let go of the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you think the ANC is still from the ANC though? The president is still from the ANC, even if Cyril goes.
You know, my prediction is that the coalition.
I'll give mine. I'm delaying giving mine.
Saving the best for last.
The coalition is definitely happening. Government
between what and what?
It's definitely happening.
Coalition.
IFP will be of ANC. Looks
and
like
DA or EFF.
There's a tug of war between DA and EFF.
You can go either way.
You're not giving a call. That's the crux of the call.
I want
take a stance.
I want to give a call right now and be brave about it. As upsetting as it's gonna be, but it's the truth. I know we want Ramaphosa gone, but he will remain for now.
With who? With DA?
With ANC, IFP, and EFF. I'm calling EFF.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't see MK making any dent.
MK, they want Ramaphosa gone, but ANC
they'll play opposition.
They'll play
like
opposition.
DA.
They'll play opposition.
Yeah.
And PA. I'm calling ANC, IFP, EFF,
and PA. That's
funny
plausible.
enough. Patriotic Alliance.
That's plausible.
Yeah, that's what gets. Yeah.
They don't mind ANC policies. Yeah.
No. They just want what they want.
Yeah. That's plausible.
But that's gonna take a lot from EFF to sort of say, look, for now, Gayton, let's prioritize.
No, they don't have issues. They'll get along.
Yeah, they'll get along. They don't even care about. They just want what they want.
Yeah, he wants home affairs. The other one wants finance and Kapula. You know.
So I think those four parties, for me, that's my shot. I think that's
plausible. Yeah. That's plausible.
Yeah. Now I'll go with government of national unity.
Okay.
And guys will jump out of it, but I think DA is definitely going to be in there. Gunning for the parliament, running parliament. So DA and ANC on their own, I think, will be enough to keep Cyril in power and his deputies and the ministers. And I think a few maybe ministerial positions will go to the DA.
You don't think DA will recall him?
I don't think the DA will recall Cyril.
The agreement will be let him finish his term.
I don't think DA is that type. And Cyril is probably the best ANC candidate for the DA.
Correct.
He's the closest DA person there is in there.
He listens to them. He takes their calls.
Paul Mashatile next in line. Paul definitely, if Paul jumps in, MK jumps in. You know what I'm saying? So I think in this specific 5 years or the bulk of the 5 years, we won't see any disturbances. The agreement that they're gonna sign, the DA will sign the agreement, and they will get the parliament stuff that they're asking for, and then an ANC is gonna run the government.
And deputy presidency,
side.
do you think?
No, I think they take him both. I think ANC will have president, deputy president.
Yeah, DA just wants the law.
And then the law will go to DA.
They'll take the law.
I think so. And
Yeah.
then maybe one of the smaller
jail,
parties, one of the smaller parties, like the Patriotic Alliance or even IFP and stuff like that, might remain in that. So maybe it won't even be called a government of national unity. But I think those guys are gonna form some sort of a handshake and get into bed with each other, if I can put it that way.
Yeah,
I
that's
see you.
That's definitely
I see you for the rand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not for the rand. I'm not. But I know South Africans.
You're going to the US, right?
I'm going to the US. So do it, please.
He's for the rand. You got him to be strong.
Yeah. So I need you guys to do the right thing. I need the dollar. I need the rand to be strong, guys.
Yeah.
But I really
it
think
has to be
so,
strong.
man.
My wife wants us to do international trips, so
Yeah. So you need some dollars. You need some dollars.
Yeah. Quick hits. Manchester City. What do you guys think about Manchester City suing the Premier League? How wild is that?
Yeah.
It's an end of an era, buddy.
Eh?
End of an era, buddy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
The last kick of a dying horse.
we had that years ago. And then Bafana.
Well done to them. But this is, guys, actually, I watched the game. I'm like, guys, Bafana is back.
It's actually nice to watch them, man.
There's
There's
how I was
excitement.
watching Bafana. We
Bafana
actually have vested interest in Bafana's World Cup qualifiers because we plan on going to the World Cup
Yeah, we're
in
gonna go.
2026.
We plan on going.
Yeah.
So the allocation, how it works is that Bafana needs to make it to the World Cup for South Africans to get allocations
Yeah.
for some of the tickets.
Okay.
Otherwise, you rank much lower, like on the draw, on the poll, whatever.
Yeah, for the tickets.
To get the tickets. You rank much lower. So I was watching it more from that basis. Like I was getting angry that they're not scoring the goals because I'm like, we need to qualify. But the remaining games, 4 games, we play Lesotho twice, I think.
There's Zimbabwe
we play Zim, and then we play.
Yeah, we're playing Zim on Wednesday in Bloem. So we should be fine. We should be fine. Yeah.
We need to
and
win all of them.
they're taking more teams now. It's no longer like 24. I think it's
we stand a
36.
better chance. Yeah, we stand a better chance.
Hey, but the way we played Nigeria, they took the game to Nigeria, eh?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Bro, did you see what they did? They made them go like the airport. They went there and they took a bus.
The airport was closed.
My dog,
They tried to frustrate them, bro. And you see, that's what this is what upsets me about our fellow African brothers. Then the next thing, some of them want to run here and expect nice treatment. Why are you treating our boys like that, bro? I mean, come on, dog.
It's because
a few individuals in Nigeria are doing.
No, but it's because like if you remember the AFCON, like Bafana almost beat them.
We almost did. Yeah,
so they're upset with us for that.
Like it's not going to be easy. They know that it's not an easy game, so they try to, you know what I mean.
But I don't like that. The fact that when we go to those countries, they treat us like that. But when they come here, like we give them like 5-star treatment. Like, what is that? What do you call that?
Yeah, we even give them our women, my boy.
We no. Let's not say that. Our women go there. It's not like
okay, Euros. Any predictions?
Yeah, Euros, man.
I'm going for France.
I hope France wins as well.
Yeah.
I think France stands a better chance to win the Euros. England is not coming home, boys. It's not coming home. England lost 1-0 to Iceland yesterday or something like that, right?
Iceland.
1-0 to Iceland.
Yeah. Southgate is gonna go coach United.
Yeah, man. I hope so. I hope he goes to United. I hope Southgate goes to United.
It's not happening, buddy.
He's preparing to go to United.
Yeah, it is.
But
if he doesn't win, this is gonna get fired.
Yeah, he's gonna get fired. But I'll also say France, because France invested in their team from. You see what's happening with Real Madrid. That's what France did. So
and then I guess one last one for ourselves. Like, what are we doing at Chiefs, gents? Hey,
guys,
unbelievable. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap up the podcast. That's a sign.
Kaizer Chiefs. Look at Bafana, please.
Kaizer Chiefs.
we need to come back, guys.
See.
Shout out
So
to
we're all Kaiser Chiefs fans here.
Hey,
Fine.
bro.
Ish. Now I've even got a jersey, my boy. I got a Kappa jersey, my boy.
Unbelievable.
Now I'm giving you one last season, or else I'm going to Paris. One last season, and then
This is the guy that speaks about ground up.
I'm tired. I've been invested in
No,
Chiefs.
Chief, we went to watch. We
Let's
actually
go to
went
the games, man.
We went
Let's
to
go.
the Sundowns game as a podcast.
Oh, that was
And when we
bad.
Unbelievable.
That was bad.
What a game to
And
go
when we
watch.
lost.
What a game to go watch, man. Yo,
then we lost,
Sundowns
yeah.
was having a good time with us, man.
So
We can't
I'm
have
like
that.
one of those ANC voters. You see ANC one last time. So Kaiser Chiefs.
No more vote.
One last season.
Maybe we must pull a MK on Chiefs. Eh? Fix it from outside. All right, yeah,
Nice
great
one,
one, gents. Yeah, 48 minutes, 49 minutes, not too bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cash. We'll see you on the back, my boy. Hopefully enjoying the Cape. Tell them niggas not to do the fucking Cape Independence. We don't like that, you know.
Yeah.
He made me laugh, bro. He was posting this status like I'm going to jail. He was just going to Robben Island. He verified. Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's listening to us, man. Yeah, please, subscribe, comment and like. Actually, please subscribe because we actually need to. Yeah, we need 1,000
subscribers.
1,000 subscribers to actually qualify for the income stuff. So yeah, please subscribe, and then look out for more episodes coming. Tsapo, are we gonna do conversations, my boy? What's happening? People are asking me, VW guy. Eh?
When VW, I think maybe is the next one gonna be VW or how far is VW soon or not?
Soon.
Okay,
So yeah, look out for more of that. I hope they give us cars, bro. Let's actually do something, man.
Yeah.
Let's use the cars.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the best brand, car brand, obviously.
Yeah, Nico,
out there.
you must take your car to.
We need to get that brand specifically. I'm more than happy.
You must take it to that-
Conversations in the VW.
Who wants a BM or Mercedes, man? No one, right? Right?
Yeah, no. All right, yeah.
You must drive a Toyota like a responsible person. Eh?
Yeah. All right. Cheers, everyone. Yeah. Cheers. Peace.
And